What's up, guys? Welcome back to Revelation 11:27, where we speak the truth, where you could be yourself, where I could be myself, and where we provide some great insights and give you guys clarity. Because when you have clarity about anything, it's just that extra boost, that allows you to move forward. So here we provide that and trustworthy advice, right? Not only from the universe and from God, but from the spiritual world. And I incorporate my own experiences in these messages as well, so you could relate to them, right? And yeah, I'm just so grateful to be an open channel for the spiritual world, right? Speak through me to you. Spirit, please remove that flag that I hear before we start. I hope you guys are doing amazing. I hope you're feeling great, right? Sounds like you're feeling determined, right? You're determined about something. Maybe you're daydreaming about a certain someone, a certain thing, a certain place you wish you were at the moment. You've been fantasizing about that. And something's telling me that you've thought about it so much that now you're taking the correct actions, right? You're planning, or maybe you've planned. And maybe now you're taking action, right? Towards whatever it is that fulfills your fantasies. Whatever it is that you're determined about. Because you've thought it over, right? It's the best emotional decision. It's the best logical decision. It makes sense. And you know that it is a decision for your highest good. Right? I guard my energy. So maybe you're guarding that idea that makes you happy from others, right? Maybe you've retained from telling people your business. Like I used to be like that. Like I used to, be so excited for whatever thing I was making, whatever project, whatever song, whatever music, whatever artwork, whatever it is, right? I'm just the type of individual that I just get excited for anything that I do. But I thought everyone would get excited for things like that. But no, people are not like that. Instead, some people just look straight at you, right? And they're gonna be like, "Oh, I'm so happy for you," but you look at their eyes, there's nothing there, and that is fake. But anywho, right? I've learned that I don't have to tell people what I'm excited about. I should just enjoy it more. And certain things I would just always post on my social media, and like, not because of anything, right? I'm just that type of individual. Like, I never have anything to hide. I'm just excited for my life. But yeah, I've learned to guard my energy. I've learned to do other things with that same energy that I was placing somewhere else, and it served me amazing, right? And maybe you've learned how to do that, right? Maybe you've learned that you need to stay away from certain people. Maybe you've learned that you need to stop talking to certain people, stop texting certain people, because every time that you do that, nothing happens. And right, it doesn't add to your happiness. It doesn't add any knowledge or wisdom. It doesn't add. It's nothing. Instead, some of those encounters with those individuals, or arguments and fights, or you end up feeling depleted at the end, and you've learned, right, that you need to guard your energy. Your energy is sacred. Your energy is so important, right? We're all spiritual beings living a human experience. And you may not, well, I don't want to say you, right? Because if you're watching my channel, I hope you have enough wisdom to know how important your energy is, right? But for those that may not be aware of how important energy is, right? There are other people that are. And if you're not aware of your own energy, they are, right? And because they are and you're not, they're able to siphon your energy. They're able to make you feel depleted, make you feel confused. Your stomach starts twisting and turning after you encounter them, right? You may become your mind may become foggy, right? You may feel like not like yourself prior to starting whatever kind of friendship or relationship with these people. And that's how you can really measure the effects of hanging out with people that are siphoning your energy, that are draining your energy. But that's another topic, right? We've already touched base on that. They're called energy vampires. Let's go a little bit more in depth into this energy spirits. Okay, everybody wants to talk. So you're someone who's loving and kind, the King of Cups in here. Right? You lead with your heart, and that is amazing. But you lead with your heart and you're smart about it, right? You don't just give your heart to anyone. No. You're aware of who deserves your heart. Right? And you're emotionally stable. So you use your mind as well. You use your intellect when making decisions. But you mostly lead with your heart. And maybe that is something that you're fantasizing about. Maybe you're making plans for something. Maybe you're determined for something that involves your heart. Yeah, maybe you wanna, the Queen of Wands here, maybe you wanna move to an individual that makes you feel fiery inside, that makes you feel hot and spicy, right? Maybe that individual ignites something in you that you've never felt before. And that is amazing, because look at this photo. The King of Cups is used to, feeling the water. The water has everything to do with emotions and the nourishment. And, see? But the Queen of Fire, the Queen of Wands, same thing, jumps in the photo, and she's like, come on, let's naughty things up a little bit. Let's spice things up a little bit. And maybe that's the balance that you need in your life, you know? Maybe that's the balance that you need in your life after some time of thinking about this situation, right? Maybe you've been thinking and pondering at night before you go to bed, in the morning, throughout your day, about this person, right? Look at the girl just thinking there by the mountains. She's going within, right? You're asking yourself questions. Is this what I want to do? Is this how I feel? Why do I feel like this? And you're seeing that, and you're accepting that, right? Look at this. Because you embody the Emperor energy, which is all of the kings of the tarot deck embodied in one energy, meaning not only are you the King of Cups, the King of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and the King of Swords, right? Look how the Emperor just chilling there, right? Maybe you have your own business. Maybe you already have your own career. And maybe you're looking for love with the King of Cups here, right? Maybe that's what you need in your life. And you've realized that, right? Because that's why you're determined. And this fulfills all of your fantasies, right? This is something that excites you. And look at the Hermit here, and the guy here is thinking, making plans. And that is amazing. What else do we need to know, Spirit? If you don't know anything, guys, if you're confused about anything, take 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, meditate, and you will find the answer. Eight of Wands, right? So something here is happening quick, right? This is an action card. Why is the 9 of Swords here? Temperance. And 9 of Swords and Temperance. Maybe you're letting old thinking patterns. Maybe you're letting old... See how the girl just seems like tormented. Maybe you're letting old negative thoughts get in the way of you taking this action, right? Of you going forth. Maybe you're thinking about everything that you shouldn't be thinking about, right? No, you don't have to know how everything is going to turn out when you start this new journey, right? As long as you feel the love, right? And you know what you're doing because you're the emperor, right? You know how to make decisions. And you've never had a problem with that. But this is something different, right? This involves your emotions. Maybe something that you haven't dealt with in the past. Maybe something that you're not used to dealing. But this is telling me that this is bringing in the perfect balance in your life, and you've thought about this situation over and over and over in your head, and now you realize that you have to take some action on whatever it is so you could feel fulfilled. Right? But you're overcoming. That's why we have the Temperance here. Temperance is a protection, the energetic protection that we get from the universe as we're going through any hard situation in our life. Kind of like the goosebumps that you get over your body, little tingles, like little comforting feelings in the times where you need it the most. And this is telling me that even though you were going back and forth in your head so many times, right? Letting go of old thinking patterns, battling with your mind, right? With just with your perception, right? Maybe you're so used, your subconscious mind's so used to thinking in survival mode that it doesn't have to be like that. And maybe when it is in survival mode, it is open to negative thoughts because it thinks it's trying to warn you about something or something. But no, you've realized that you don't need to know everything for this new beginning. As long as you feel it in your heart, as long as you feel it in general, that this is spirit, remove this slightly. As long as you feel it in general that this is what you need to do, then that's something that you're going to do, right? And you're guarding your energy. You're not telling people your plans, right? Because you understand that some people don't even care. Some people don't want the best for you. Oh my gosh, this guy's so annoying. So annoying, like the energy of these people, right? As much as you want to try and get away from them, they don't leave. It's like their energy is so sticky and nasty. That's why you're guarding your own energy. But you know, right, that those are just blockages or mental blockages, the swords that you yourself need to fix in order for you to have this new beginning, right, where you have balance in your life. And that is amazing. That is when you will have the Four of Wands. That's when you will be able to celebrate. That is when once you do this, right? How do I transfer this energy? Once you confront those thoughts, right? And you're able to understand that they're just thoughts, right? And once you take action on that, the action that you want to take, that's when a new consciousness is born, right? It's like your brain will just be doing something that it wasn't used to doing before. And that's like a oops, like an aha moment. And I'm telling you this because I felt like this many times, right? And that will give you a new sense of determination, right? That will give you, come on, we have it here. That will give you a new sense of confidence, a new sense of passion, right? Because that's what you're looking for, right? You're looking for this new passionate beginning, someone that makes you feel hot, sexy, and spicy inside.